Hi. So today we're going to be working with absolute value equations, right? So as you know, the absolute value of a number is the distance from the number to zero. So that's why, because it's a distance, that's why it's going to be always positive. So for example, for negative 2 and 2, that distance is going to be 2, right? The distance from negative 2 to 0 is 2, and from 0 to 2 or from 2 to 0 is 2, right? So for the absolute value of b equal to 2, that means that v can be 2 or it can be also negative 2. So those are my two solutions. Yeah. So for the absolute value of x equals 10, that means that x can equal to negative 10 or it can also equal to 10. So now again, anything that is inside of that absolute value, anything that is right here inside of the absolute value, for it to be equal to 3, that means that I can have inside of here, I can have negative 3 or I can have 3. So that means that b plus 5 can equal to negative 3 or b plus 5 can equal to 3. So minus 5, that means that b equals negative 8 or minus 5 on both sides, that means that b equals negative 2, right? So now, let's check this exercise. So I'm going to do my first check. So negative 8 plus 5 is 2 equal to 3. So the absolute value of negative 3, so 3 equals 3. The same here, negative 2 plus 5 equals 3. So the absolute value of 3, so 3 equals 3. So that means that both of them are the solution. Next one again. So for the absolute value of negative 5b equals to 40, that means that negative 5b equals 40 or negative 5b equals negative 40. So negative 5 on both sides. So b equals negative 8. I'm going to divide by negative 5 on both sides. So b equals positive 8. Again, my check. So negative 5 times negative 8 is equal to 40. So the absolute value of 40 equals 40. So 40 equals 40. The same over here. So negative 5 times 8 equals 40. So negative 40. And the absolute value of 40 equals 40. So that means that negative 8 and 8 are the solutions. So negative 9a minus 3 equals 12, or negative 9a minus 3 equals negative 12. So I'm going to add 3 on both sides. So negative 9a equals 15. And I'm going to divide by 9. So a equals, I'm going to simplify here by, I'm going to simplify by 3. So that means that a equals negative 5 over 3. Now on the next side, I'm going to add 3 on both sides. So negative 9a equals negative 9. We'll divide by negative 9 on both sides. So a equals 1. Now my check. So negative 9 times negative 5 over 3 minus 3 equals 12. So I'm going to simplify here by 3. So 15 minus 3 equals 12. So I'm multiplying, right? I'm simplifying. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And negative 3 times negative 5 is positive 15. So 12 equals 12. So 12 equals 12. So I know that this is one solution. Let's check the other one. So negative 9 times 1 minus 3 equals 12. So negative 9 minus 3 equals 12. So negative 12 equals 12. So the absolute value of negative 12 is 12. So 1 is the other solution. Again, so 8a minus 9 equals 23, or 8a minus 9 equals negative 23, plus 9 on both sides, so 8a equals 32, divided by 8, that means that a equals 4, plus 9, a equals negative 14, and divided by a on both sides. I'm going to simplify by 2. That means that a equals negative 7 over 4. So I'm going to check. A times 4 minus 9 equals 23. So 32 minus 9, the absolute value. So the absolute value of 23 is 23. So 4 is the solution. Now let's check the other one. So 8 times negative 7 over 4 minus 9 equals 23. So I can simplify. 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 2 times negative 7 is negative 14 minus 9, and negative 14 minus 9 is negative 23, and the absolute value of negative 23 is 20. So that's my other solution. Now this one, as you can see, I have an operation outside of the absolute value. So before I split this into two equations, I need to isolate the absolute value. So my first step is that I'm going to divide, or I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. So n minus 6 minus 6, so the absolute value of n over 2 equals 5. So n divided by 2 equals 5, or n divided by 2 equals negative 5. So I'm going to multiply times 2 on both sides. Cancel out, right? So n equals 10, or n equals negative 10. Right, so I'm going to check my work now. 10 divided by 2 plus 6 equals 11. So 5 plus 6 equals 11. The absolute value of 5 is 5. So 11 equals 11. Same here. Negative 10 divided by 2 plus 6. Negative 5 plus 6. 5 plus 6. And 11 equals 11. Next one again. My first step, I'm going to add 7 on both sides. Plus 7. So the absolute value of n plus 2 equals 4. So n plus 2 equals 4, or n plus 2 equals negative 4. So I'm going to subtract minus 2 on both sides, so n equals 2, or minus 2 on both sides, so n equals negative 6. Okay, I'm going to check my work, and as you can see, I'm substituting on the original equation. I'm substituting up here. So 4 minus 7 equals negative 3. The absolute value of 4 is 4 equals negative 3, and negative 3 equals negative 3. The same over here. Negative 6 plus 2 minus 7. Negative 4 minus 7. 4 minus 7. So negative 3. So again, my first step, I'm going to subtract 2 on both sides. So I have the absolute value of 7b equals 7. So 7b equals 7, or 7b equals negative 7. So divided by 7, b equals 1. Divided by 7, b equals negative 1. So 7 times 1 plus 2 equals 9. So the absolute value of 7 plus 2 equals 9. So 7 plus 2, so 9 equals 9. Now 7 times negative 1 plus 2 equals 9. The absolute value of negative 7 plus 2 equals 9. The absolute value of negative 7 is 7. Those are my two solutions. Now again, minus 5 on both sides, right? But as you can see, I have that 7 outside first. So this is 7. Now I have to divide everything by 7 so I can cancel out this 7 right here before I can split this equation in two. So okay, so r over 8 equals 7, or r over 8 equals negative 7. So times 8 on both sides, so r equals 56 times 8 on both sides. So r equals negative 56. So my check, 7 times 56 over 8 plus 5 equals 12. So 7, absolute value of 7 plus 5 equals 12. So 7 times 7 plus 5 equals 12. So 49 plus 5 equals 12. And I have that 54 equals 12. So I know right here, because my check is wrong at the end, it's not the same. I know that somewhere I have a mistake. Some place right here I have a mistake. So let's find that mistake. So let's go step by step, right? So I subtracted negative 5 on both sides. So I have 7 times the absolute value of r over 8 equals 7. Then I'm divided by 7, right? And I have that 7 divided by 7. I wrote that is equal to 7. So right there is my mistake, right? So right here is my mistake. So that means that this equals to 1. This equal to 1. So this is going to change a little bit the exercise. Let's erase that information over here and over here, right? Because 10 is equal to 1 and to negative 1. So that means that this equals to 8 and that this equals to negative 8, right? So my check here is also wrong. Let's do the check now. Right, so let's do the check now. So 7 times the absolute value of 8 divided by 8 plus 5 equals 12. So 7 times the absolute value of 1 equals plus 5 equals 12. So 7 plus 5, so 12 equals 12. Now the same here, 7 times the absolute value of negative 8 divided by 8 plus 5. So 7 times the absolute value of negative 1 plus 5. So 7 times 1. So 7 plus 5 equals 12. So 12 equals 12. So now I have my two solutions. That's why it's important to do the check, because now I know that that's my correct answer. That's it for this video. May the force be with you.